Right now, law firms asking judges to block executive orders against them, why they've been targeted by the Trump administration.
Plus, 1 day to go. We'll break down how much it would cost to head to the NFL draft in Green Bay.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning on a Wednesday. I'm Kyrie Lee.
I'm Chris Stanford. That's it. One more day. Tomorrow, the NFL draft starts.
Yes, NFL draft starting. Hopefully, the weather will shape up for them because we got a lot going on in our forecast.
Savannah's been busy tracking a few different systems that are going to hit us over the next several days. And one is starting to move in this morning. Let's get a check on your forecast. Savannah's out on the patio. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, thanks, guys. That's exactly the case. All those showers pretty heavy near Prairie du Chien and especially west. They're still, for the most part, more widespread across the Mississippi River west out in Iowa. But those showers are going to move in. We do got some lightning on radar. That is expected to move across northern Illinois. Some stronger storms expected maybe across the Rockford area, but not here across southern Wisconsin. That's because the warm front is south of here, but you can tell where we have warmer air. Plenty of 50s out there. Southwest of Madison, Mineral Point's at 52, Monroe's at 55. We're at 46, and then we've even got 30. So big temperature gradient across southern Wisconsin and the state right now. We'll time out the storm chances, though, and when we could see severe weather chances return across the area coming up.
All right. Thank you, Savannah. Let's get back to our draft coverage at Lambeau Field, where preparations for the draft are pretty much wrapping up.
That's right. A few reminders. Although the event is free, you'll still need a ticket to enter draft grounds. You can download the NFL One Pass app to register for the ticket, or you can do that online or in person at the fan services locations. Entry is first come, first serve. So if you've made plans to visit Green Bay for the NFL draft experience, we've got some estimates for your pocketbook.
Our consumer reporter, Michelle Renee Quinn, has been breaking down the numbers. What is the food going to cost? What's gas going to cost? Drinks, hotels, all of that stuff. So she's done all that work for you and is here now with what she found out. Okay, lay it on us.
Well, anyone in our viewing area will be driving an average distance of 277 miles round trip. I used Wisconsin's current average fuel cost of $2.99 and an estimated vehicle efficiency of 25 miles per gallon. Now, for your spending on fuel will be approximately $35 more or less, depending on your vehicle. Now, pricing information for draft food is not available on the NFL draft site, but let's assume NFL draft prices are similar to Lambeau's usual prices. That would be $14 for a 24-ounce. Now, in my final numbers, I've calculated 2 24-ounce beers for you and 2 for your buddy each for each day of the event. Now, let's talk about hotels. Say you drive there Thursday and home Saturday. That's 2 nights in Green Bay. I made several calls this morning, and not surprisingly, hotels within a 5-mile radius are mostly booked up. The closest hotel I could find with availability only has 2 rooms left. That's 3 miles away from Lambeau. It's Country and Suites in Ashwaubenon. Now, rooms there run $1,000 a night, and you must book a minimum of 3 nights. And for the entire draft week, there are no cancellations and no refunds. So I looked a little further out to have a more affordable option, since you and your buddy are only staying for 2 nights. 25 minutes away from Lambeau is the Cobblestone Hotel Suites Denmark. They still have available rooms Thursday and Friday, running $300 a night plus a $100 down payment. For food, I took the numbers from the 1-day trip calculations. If you and the buddy eat at a fast food place, family restaurant, and steakhouse each night and eat the free hotel breakfast, I estimate the total food cost to be approximately $300, making a total 3-day, 2-night trip for you and a buddy just over $1,200. That's without the cost of snacks and experiences inside of the draft.
Okay.
All right, adds up pretty quickly.
It does.
Thanks for breaking it down for us. All right, let's talk about the draft itself. So the Packers have the 23rd pick tomorrow. That is unless they decide to trade up. Right now, though, it looks like some of the Packers players that general manager Matt Gutekunst has their eye on are gonna kind of stay where they're at. It's likely those players will get drafted before the 23rd pick. So we asked News 3 Now Packers insider Jason Wilde if he thinks the GM will consider trading a draft pick or two to move up and get a player he likes. Wildy told, we're having a little problem with the shot there. Wildy told us that he does not think, given Gutekunst's previous history in draft selections, that the Packers would end up trading and moving up from 2030. Thinks they're going to stay right at 23. Now, News 3 Now's special team coverage of the NFL Draft is going to start today. Our team at Lambeau will be on live at 4 today. So join Eric Franke, Jason Wilde, sports director Zach Hanley, and sports reporter Andrew Banstra as they cover the sights, sounds, and strategy leading up to the first round. And coming up here in just a few minutes, we're going to share a couple of draft party recipes if you're hosting a group at your house.
Well, today, 2 law firms are expected to ask judges to permanently block executive orders targeted at them. One of the firms represented Trump's 2016 rival, Hillary Clinton. Lawyers with the firm say the Constitution doesn't allow elected leaders to punish lawyers for representing clients that oppose their political agendas. The orders restricted lawyers' access at both firms to federal buildings and ended their security clearances. Courts temporarily halted enforcement of the orders last month.
The Supreme Court is signaling support for parents who are concerned over reading LGBTQ books in schools. Parents are suing a Maryland school district over a policy that denies parents the opportunity to opt their children out of their readings. Those parents say the policy is in violation of their First Amendment religious rights. They sought an injunction to block the policy while courts considered their underlying challenge. A decision on the case is expected by early summer.
Elon Musk says he'll be spending less time in Washington and more time running Tesla. The electric vehicle company is reporting a large drop in profits. Musk claims the reason for the move is because the major work in establishing the Department of Government Efficiency is complete. Tesla has struggled to sell vehicles while facing protest over Musk's leadership of the department.
Let's see how the markets are doing this morning. Dow futures are popping. Pre-market trading shows Dow futures are up 775 points, almost 2% in overnight trading. S&P futures are up 2.5%. NASDAQ futures up almost 3% this morning. So things are looking in the green to start off the Wednesday trading day.
Another major organization is predicting a U.S. economic slowdown this year due to President Trump's trade policies. The International Monetary Fund now projects the U.S. economy will grow 1.8% in 2025. That's down 0.9% from their January forecast. The organization has also downgraded its global economic growth projection to 2.8%. That's down 3.3% in January.
Meanwhile, Temu and Shein say that they are set to make price adjustments this Friday. Those are because of the president's tariffs imposed on goods from China. China is the largest clothing importer to the U.S. Trade policy experts and economists agree that tariffs will most likely raise the cost of most clothing. Madison police are investigating a Southside shooting that left one person in critical condition yesterday. That shooting happened on Baird Street near Penn Park. In an update, officers say that the suspect and victims knew each other. After a foot chase, police took a 25-year-old suspect into custody. Then in a press briefing with Madison's interim police chief, he said the shootings in the city are on a downward trend.
We're actually seeing a 10% decrease in the number of shootings citywide. So we've had a cluster here in recent days, but we're still trending in a good way this year.
From January 1st to April 14th, there were 34 shots fired calls in Madison. That is 4 less than last year.
The 56th annual Mifflin Street Block Party is coming up this Saturday. Officers from Madison Police, UW Police, and the Dane County Sheriff's Office will be patrolling as thousands of students flood the streets. It's a last hurrah for seniors and a large undertaking for residents on the street. Despite being a tradition for over 50 years, city officials say it's more of a hazard. So to make students feel more comfortable asking for help, the police department has updated a policy to protect those who are intoxicated. They say the amnesty through responsible action would shield someone from being ticketed for underage drinking if they call for help during a medical emergency. So regardless, many city officials and residents of Mifflin say they don't want to see porch collapses or a repeat of last year's car flip.
This morning, Habitat for Humanity of Dane County hosting a webinar on the affordable housing crisis. Their hope is to turn the key to homeownership. Speakers from across the state will highlight the action needed from the community to address housing challenges. The event's part of Habitat for Humanity's National Home is the Key campaign. The webinar runs from 8:15 to 9:15 this morning. There's still time to sign up. You can go to habitatdane.org/turningthekey. You can either watch live or view a recording once the talk is over.
A special film festival is bringing mental health stories to the big screen next weekend. The Mental Health Warrior Film Festival is returning for its second year. The festival showcases powerful narratives about mental health, struggles and triumphs. You'll be able to see 16 short films and 1 feature, including screenings from international filmmakers. Tickets start at $40 for an all-day pass. Proceeds go towards supporting mental health organizations.
All right, for a good cause. Love to hear that. 6:10, let's check in with Savannah and see what's coming up in your forecast. Hey there, Savannah.
Hey guys, we're tracking these 70s, so it'll be a mild day, but we're tracking some showers. We'll time those as they move into southern Wisconsin coming up.
And we're live in Dodgeville this morning as we're gearing up for the Wisconsin Grilled Cheese Championship back this weekend. We're going to have all the cheesy goodness coming up next.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Welcome back and happy Wednesday. We're tracking mild temperatures, at least here in Dane County. This morning, 46 in Madison. Some areas northward are in the 30s, but then Monroe, Platteville areas down by Janesville sitting in the 50s. So we do have a little bit of a temperature gradient, that dealing with our warm front and some shower chances that are increasing through the day. We don't have a great chance of seeing heavy rain until late tonight and then more specifically Thursday night into early Friday morning. But it'll be a mild day at least, with temperatures hovering right around 70, upper 60s, lower 70s for everyone. Here's the heavy rain, not in Platteville yet. Dubuque, Iowa, Prairie du Chien seeing some activity, so that's still sitting west. This band of rain moving very, very slow, but we are expecting them to break up a little bit. I still think we'll see some spotty showers across Dane County. And yes, that will include pockets of heavy rain, but no stronger storms are expected, at least today. Once we're heading into Monday next week, early time frame Monday, Tuesday, that's when we're expecting stronger storms. This evening, we'll see more showers move in. Temperatures stay pretty mild overnight, and then we'll see a couple of spotty thunderstorms, again, non-severe tonight into tomorrow. It's possible across Rockford area, northern Illinois. They see some stronger storms later in the day. This is heading towards daybreak now tomorrow. I still think that's a better chance for widespread rain, but the best chance will be Friday early morning. This is 1:30 still west of Madison. As we head later into the morning through mid-morning, we'll be dealing with some pretty heavy rain. This is now 6 in the morning and then moving out of here after that point in time. I don't think we'll see much this morning. We're only looking at a couple tenths, maybe up to 1/4 of an inch of rain. Heavier where that blue is just south of even Janesville across northern Illinois. But then once we're heading into Thursday, this is through 8 in the morning now. Areas northward gets the better chance of rain compared to what we'll see today. Those areas tacking on close to 1/2 an inch. Then the heaviest of the rain that I was just tracking Thursday night into early Friday. You start to see that get into the areas like Lone Rock, Prairie du Chien, Boscobel. So pushing about an inch, inch and a half, maybe even areas that see 2 inches. This is overall then through this time on Friday, and we're not done with those shower and storm chances yet. Monday is going to be the better day that we could see severe weather. This is pretty high confidence when you see this 15% chance this far out. And now they did extend that a little further east, including the city of Madison. That's exactly what I thought they were going to do. Very warm time frame next week, pushing the 80s next Monday and Tuesday. It'll be a little bit cooler Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday next week, but we're still tracking the 60s, which is nice.
And temperatures are nice. I mean, not a lot of rain to dodge over the next several
Saturday's
days.
definitely going to be the best day.
All right, there you go. Thank you. In the 608 this morning, the Wisconsin Grilled Cheese Championship is back this weekend. News 3 Now, proud sponsor.
Josh Ryder is live in Dodgeville this morning with a cheesy preview. Good morning, Josh.
Hey guys, you better believe it. Yeah, hanging out with my friends in Dodgeville this morning, Jenna and Zach. Jenna, I want to start with you because this is such an exciting opportunity for you guys to put on a pretty big show here in Dodgeville.
Yeah, we're super excited. It's such a great event for our community and county, and we're looking forward to Saturday.
What is the Wisconsin Grilled Cheese Championship all about?
So it started off to celebrate farmers and our local dairy industry and just everything great about that. So what better way to do that than a grilled cheese sandwich?
And we're lucky enough to have one of the contestants back with us once again. Zach, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Josh. How are you?
You know, when I heard you were going to be here this morning, I was like, yes, because there's nobody better than this. And what are you whipping up for us this morning?
So this time I have a Emmy Roth Grand Cru Gruyere with a sweet pepper chili jam and that's on sourdough bread. And of course, I have my ghee, my special ingredient.
And that's what it's all about. You're really keen about that ghee.
I am. It has a higher smoke point, and it's a better tolerance for cold weather. So if it's a little chilly, it'll still spread on really nice.
So how many years have you been a contestant here for the championship?
So I've been doing this 9 years now. I've won it 6 times, so I'm a seasoned pro at this point.
And why do you keep coming back?
For the glory, man. Got to keep winning, you know. Got to keep coming up with new stuff. Show everybody, you know, what can actually be a grilled cheese.
And that's really what it's all about. We have some video we want to show folks of what this event actually looks like, because this whole place is filled with folks all across the state.
Yeah, we anticipate about 1,200 people come to our event, and it's not just the state of Wisconsin. We have people from all over the United States. We had a contestant last year from California.
Wow.
And we have people from Florida, Illinois, Iowa, all over. So we're super excited.
That's so cool. So if people are interested, how can they be a part of this? Because you guys are hoping to make this a big event.
Yeah, so you can check out our website at grilledcheesewisconsin.com. Otherwise, you can just come here on Saturday and purchase your tickets and come on in. And there's all sorts of stuff to do, family-friendly activities.
And this has been an event that has really grown over the years, too. I mean, there's a lot of interest. Obviously, we live in Wisconsin, right? So when it comes to cheese, people are pretty excited.
Yeah, it's a great event. It's grown over the years, and so it's just very well known, and we're very excited about it.
All right, let's check in with Zach. Zach, how are we doing over here, buddy?
I think it's ready to go,
Oh,
Josh.
my gosh, look at that. That's magic. I mean, how do you come up with these recipes?
In dreams, man. You know, no, I'm kidding. You know, I'll be sitting on the couch, I'll watch Food Network or something, and somebody will do something, and I'm like, oh, I can maybe play on that a little bit. And that's how I came up with the brandy old fashioned, sitting on the couch on a Friday night, and I'm like, old fashioned in my hand. Like, what better way to do this than make it into a grilled cheese? And
you did it.
I did it.
All right, so here we go. This is the moment that I know Chris Stanford knows back in the studio, but for Kyrion, Savannah, Michelle Renee listening, this is what it's all about. Go ahead and cut it for me. You guys are not even going to be able to believe what this is going to sound like once I take a bite. I gotta put the microphone right up to it, too.
Solid.
Got that crunch.
Solid.
Got that crunch.
Nice and crunchy, crisp, fancy stuff. I mean, me, I'd be showing up with my Kraft singles and my Wonder Bread.
I think
Get laughed out of the building.
I was gonna say, I think
jealous,
they
guys.
disqualify you from the contest.
Oh, I can only imagine how good it tastes. Josh, you're a lucky man this
That
morning.
cheese pull there, too.
Good stuff. All right, we'll talk to you here in about a half an hour, buddy.
It's great.
Josh's always looking for inspiration to share with you folks at home. Got an idea for him? Reach out and let him know about it.
Well, still ahead, we are going to get NFL draft party ready with the Wisconsin Beef Council.
Hey, we're back. We are getting you ready for the NFL draft. If you're hosting a party, you need a couple of recipes to please the group. We got just the thing for you this morning.
That's right, we have Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council joining us this morning to get us all ready. Angie, what you have cooking?
I have nachos.
Nachos?
It's a staple. It's definitely
Can't
a
go wrong.
game day, tailgating, and draft day staple. So
Smells delicious.
I started with a pound of lean ground beef. I actually bought a ground sirloin, so I don't have any drippings in here. I don't have to worry about that, but you can use any ground beef you can because you can brown it, pull that fat off. Then we season this up to taste like a Mexican beef sausage. So I got red wine vinegar in here, some chili powder, dried oregano, a little bit of salt, little chipotle chili powder if you like, smoked paprika, dried oregano, and you can smell it.
It's
Just
working.
smells like
It is
Mexican
working.
beef sausage. Then simply add 1 can of diced green chilies.
Okay.
And then I've got about a half a cup of salsa. And I'll just stir this up. I already browned the beef with all the seasoning. So this is ready. So I've been working at it about 8-10 minutes. And then, you know, the beauty about nachos too is maybe if you're watching as a family, if the kiddos don't like one of the ingredients,
yes,
you can customize it.
Absolutely.
So I have just a bed of chips on a lined jelly roll.
Okay.
Because all this we're going to do then after we assemble this, there you go, is broil it. So then on top of this goes black beans, if you want to do that for me.
So I'll do some black beans.
And then some great Wisconsin cheese. I just got a shredded Mexican blend. Let's get all this on because I know this is breakfast here, so.
We're gonna
Not just
dive
for
right
breakfast.
in.
Load it
Today.
up.
All right.
Yeah, so we're gonna, this is kind of it. And then it just goes in the broiler. 5 minutes, keep an eye on it, get that cheese nice and melty. And then the fun part, all the nacho toppings. So we'll get all those on. I've got black olives. I've got some pickled jalapeno slices. I've got fresh tomato and cilantro.
Fresh cilantro really sets it off for me. That little bit of fresh green in it.
Beeftips.com is where you can find the recipe, full recipe. And yeah, click on game day, or you can search by nacho or search by ground beef. We try to make it easy.
What I love about this is that it can feed a lot of people. It doesn't cost very much, and you can whip it together pretty darn easy.
Exactly, called Mexican style beef sausage nachos.
All right, and we're gonna see the full recipe here in the next half hour, so make sure you stay tuned.
Back after this. This morning, breaking ground. What's next for the long-awaited Wisconsin History Center?
And the NFL draft is just one day away. What a day trip will cost you.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Lee. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. If you're headed out the door, it didn't feel terrible this morning, I will say.
Thing is, we got some rain on the way.
Yes,
got a lot of rain chances and storms over the next few days. Savannah is out on the patio where things are dry for now. Good morning, Savannah.
Good morning. Yeah, we're dry in the city of Madison and Dane County for the most part currently, but areas just west seeing some pretty heavy rain. This is expected to kind of be stationary. It's been out west all morning long because that's where the front is, so it's kind of static and lingering across those areas. Those places do have a reduction in visibility too, but we're dealing with some patchy fog here. Madison's visibility now up to 9 miles, but areas like Wisconsin Dells at 1.5 miles, and then Camp Douglas at 5. So these are actually starting to come up, which is good news. We have the sunshine actually out here right now. That's not necessarily going to last all day long. We'll be pretty mild. We're sitting at 46 right now. Lots of 50s south of here, but it's also much cooler north of here. The 30s up in Watoma, Black River Falls, Camp Douglas, and then also Fond du Lac. That's because the temperature gradient and the stationary warm front that's sitting to our south. We'll time out your storm chances and when we could even see severe weather return to Madison coming up.
Talk to you then. This morning, the Capitol Square is going to start to look a lot different. The long-awaited Wisconsin History Center is breaking ground today.
But for the state to get here, it took over 20 years. So let's take a look. Governor Tommy Thompson proposed the center 23 years ago before leaving office in 2001.
The Historical Society says that the site was secure in 2021. The new center is going to be right where the old History Museum stood. Plus, 20 and 22 North Carroll Street properties were bought up to make room for it.
And in 2023, the Historical Society shared a first look of the new center and finished relocating the remaining exhibits.
It's all expected to wrap up in 2027.
It'll be 5 stories. It'll have 3 permanent exhibits as well as a temporary exhibit. It'll also have a community exhibit area, and there'll be lots of space for folks to be able to come in, enjoy the History Center without ticketing. And so people will be able to come to a cafe, see some of the exhibits.
And here's a live look at the construction site. Today there will be a pre-ceremony at 11:30 with the main groundbreaking event starting at noon. $160.5 million center will be twice the size of the old museum. The facility is designed to welcome 200,000 guests and 60,000 school students every year. The new museum will feature history from the state's 72 counties.
President Donald Trump softening 2 of his most contentious economic positions, but a new report shows it might be too little too late. He says the tariff on many Chinese imports eventually won't be anywhere near the current level. It's 145% right now after his repeated hikes. The change of tone, though, follows yesterday's grim report from the International Monetary Fund. It forecasts a global economic slowdown of 0.5% year over year, predicting an even bigger hit to the U.S. economy. Let's see how markets are reacting this morning. It looks like Wall Street is carrying yesterday's momentum into today after yesterday's rally. Stocks are up this morning. Dow futures and overnight trading are up 734 points. S&P futures up 132 points. NASDAQ futures are up 531. That's about a 2.5%, 3% gain over yesterday.
And here's a live look at Lambeau Field this morning, where preparations for the NFL draft are wrapping up. A few reminders: although the event is free, you'll need a ticket to enter draft grounds. You can download the NFL One Pass app to register for the ticket, or you can do that online or in person at the fan services locations. Entry is first come, first serve. And if you're thinking about heading to the draft this weekend, we've got the estimates for your pocketbook.
Yes, maybe you've been putting it off and thinking, should we go? Could we go? How much would it cost if we're making some last-minute plans? Well, consumer reporter Michelle Renee Quinn has done all the work for you. She has crunched the numbers and is here to tell us what she found. Good morning.
Chris, Kyrion, good morning. Bear with me, we've got a little bit of math this morning. All of these calculations are average for people living in Dane, Sauk, Rock, Greene, Jefferson, or Iowa County. You'll be driving an average of 277 miles round trip. Using Wisconsin's current average fuel cost of $2.99 and an estimated efficiency of 25 miles per gallon, your spending on fuel will be approximately $35 more or less, depending on your vehicle. If you're staying for just one day and get a spot in the parking ramp, since ramp fees are doubled for draft weekend, it would cost an additional $24 for a full day of parking. Once in Green Bay, you can utilize the free Metro City bus. Otherwise, you might have some additional travel fees if you choose to Lyft or Uber around. Now, when it comes to fueling ourselves, the draft will have a Taste of the Town tailgate featuring Wisconsin's best restaurants. Concession stands and food trucks will be available in Lambeau Field too, but pricing information for those is not available on the NFL draft site. So a 16-ounce domestic beer at Lambeau Field usually runs around $9.75 and $14 for a 24-ounce. In my final numbers, I've calculated a 14-ounce for mom and dad each. Surrounding the draft experience are other food options as well, and those range in affordability from nearby steakhouses to family restaurants or fast food. So if you want to go to a nearby nicer restaurants, those include Republic Chop House, Chef Fusion, or Cedar Stage Grill House, which you can expect to spend between $50 and $100 per person. At a local family restaurant like Cheesesteak Rebellion, 46 Below, or Golden Basket Restaurant, you can expect to spend between $10 and $20 per meal. In my calculations, I used a family restaurant. I estimated 2 kids' meals totaling $20 and each adult meal plus an alcoholic beverage estimated at $25 plus gratuity. That gave me an approximate cost of $85 for a family of 4. Overall, it'll cost the average family of 4 close to $175. Now that includes your gas, your parking, your food and drinks, with a drink for mom and dad at the event, as well as the family dinner. But that number will definitely range depending on where and how much you eat or drink. And it'll be more expensive if you're spending money at the event. And if you're planning on a fancy dinner, you might want to add $100 or $200.
Yeah, $172. I mean, if you want to do it on a budget and, limit yourself, that's not too bad at all things considered.
Yes, if you utilize the proper resources and the free things, then you might have yourself a deal here.
Yeah. And budgeting in some extra time, I think, would also be a good option, because with 200,000 plus people expected this weekend in Green Bay, I mean, parking, getting into a restaurant might be a challenge.
Absolutely.
All of that stuff. So good luck. Thanks for breaking down all those numbers for us this morning, Michelle Renee. Our team coverage here on News 3 Now starts today on Live at 4. So join Eric Franke, Jason Wilde, sports director Zach Hanley, and sports reporter Andrew Banstra as they cover everything from Green Bay, getting you ready for round 1, which is tomorrow night.
Now to updates on the Pope's funeral. St. Peter's Basilica is now open to the general public. That's where the Pope's body is lying in state. It will stay there until Friday. Hundreds of thousands of mourners are expected to line up to pay their final respects to the beloved pontiff. Meanwhile, his funeral is set for Saturday.
Well, will the next Pope be from the U.S. or even Wisconsin? Several Catholic leaders have ties to the Badger State and could be contenders. In southern Wisconsin, Cardinal Raymond Leo Burke, born in Richland Center in 1948, he served as Bishop of the Diocese of La Crosse before being appointed Archbishop of St. Louis. Another top contender, Timothy Dolan. Prior to his time as the Archbishop of New York, Dolan served as Archbishop of Milwaukee from 2002 to 2009. Now to an update on the progress of the $600 million Madison schools referendums. Since the start of the year, MMSD is focused on reworking 4 Phase 1 schools. MMSD said the project timeline remains on track. Construction set to start in early of next year. Voters approved that $500 million facilities referendum and a $100 million operational referendum in November. Well, if you're looking for a fun summer gig, Team Cream Puff is hiring. The Wisconsin State Fair Original Cream Puff is recruiting for seasonal part-time roles. That includes being a cream puff maker. The group is preparing to serve around 500,000 of the treats for the fair. Check out those postings online.
All right, let's check in with Savannah. What's coming up?
The draft is looking okay on Saturday, but we're timing out several chances for rain until we get there. Those details coming up.
And we're live in Dodgeville this morning, getting a preview of the Wisconsin Grilled Cheese Championship. We're going to talk about some cheesy goodness and how you can be part of the event coming up next in the 608.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
We're getting back to a slightly active or more active pattern. We've got rain chances on the way, not for Madison right now. We're seeing a little bit of clearing in our skies. That's not going to last that long, though. We're at 46. There's no wind chill, at least here. But we do have some cooler temperatures north of here, widespread, mid to upper 30s, 36 in Watoma. And then we even have the 50s. Monroe's sitting at 55, 52 in Platteville. You can see where that warm front is, static, and that's where all the showers are and a couple of visibility issues as well. All of that is directly west, reaching the Platteville areas, Prairie du Chien. South of Prairie du Chien is where the heavier rain is, but this has been the case throughout the morning. Those are stalling because we do have a stationary front, meaning that front has stalled a little bit, so that's where the widespread rain is going to be. And even some possible storms south of Janesville across northern Illinois through the afternoon and evening. I still think we'll see some spotty showers later today across Dane County once we get to the afternoon. And then the heavier of the rain, that'll wait until the evening and specifically overnight hours to move in. Maybe a rumble or two of thunder. Temps stay warm overnight. We're actually looking at the mid 50s, and then starting tomorrow out, heading closer to daybreak, that's when I think we'll see some scattered to widespread rain. Definitely southwest of Madison. Those showers do look to break up a little bit as they travel further east across Dane County, and then especially east in comparison to the city of Madison. Friday morning, that's when the heaviest of the rain is expected, where we could see upwards between today, tomorrow, and through Friday morning, about 1.5 inches to even areas that pick up 2 inches of rain. So we will see some pretty heavy rain. 6:30, that moving across the Madison area and then further eastward. Our eyes still on Monday. I've been highlighting this all week. This is still 6 days out, but very high confidence when you have this yellow color that far out. So our focal point going to be that warm front, and then ahead of the cold front into Tuesday, that threat of severe weather gets shifted a little further to our southeast. I think Monday's going to be the bigger day for us to watch, but we'll still have to wait for Tuesday as well, depending on that timing of everything. But we're highlighting those days as temps warm, guys, all the way up to 80, nearly 80. Yeah, it's going to be warm.
Warm and wet.
Definitely, but then at least we get less active after that.
There we go. All right, we'll keep tracking those systems. Thank you, Savannah. You want Savannah to plan your day? She'd love to. Record a video, send it our way.
In the 608, the Wisconsin Grilled Cheese Championship is back this weekend, and News 3 Now is a proud sponsor.
Josh Breider's hanging out with the folks in Dodgeville this morning to give us a preview. Hey, Josh.
Hey guys, good morning to you. I hope you're hungry because we got all the grilled cheeses in the world right here in Dodgeville this morning. We've got some cooking up right now. Hanging out with Zach and Jenna. Jenna, I want to start with you because this is such a fun opportunity for your community, and this has been going strong for many, many years now.
Yeah, we're celebrating our 12th annual this year, and it just brings in a lot of people from to our area to see what Dodgeville and our surrounding areas have to offer, so we're very excited.
What is the Wisconsin Grilled Cheese Championship all about?
So it's just to celebrate our local dairy farmers and farming industry in a whole in Wisconsin, and just to have a good time by cooking some grilled cheese sandwiches.
And one of those contestants competing once again this year, Zach Washa, who we've talked to before here on News 3 Now. Zach, good morning.
Good morning, Josh.
Hey, it's good to have you back again, and you love this event because you've been doing this for 9 years strong now.
That is correct. Yeah, I have an absolute blast doing this.
And why do you keep, coming back year after year?
I keep coming up with new stuff. I mean, that's the whole thing, right? Just come up with new ways to make a grilled cheese.
And what are you making here this morning?
So today is a chili jam and Gruyere on sourdough.
Oh my gosh.
And then of course my secret ingredient, The ghee.
You got to use the ghee.
Got to use the ghee. Gives it a better crunch.
That's so cool because that's what makes this so unique is all of you guys, not just you all have such unique ways at making a grilled cheese.
That's correct. Yeah, everybody has their own personal touch on every single grilled cheese they make. It's great.
I love that. Jenna, how many folks are competing this year?
We have about 53 sandwiches that will be made between about 20 people.
And I mean, the judges, they go through these with a fine-tooth comb, too.
They do. They have their criteria, and they have to, taste them and present them on presentation and all of that stuff. So
let's show some folks some video of this event before, because here where we're standing, this whole room will be filled with a lot of people on Saturday.
Yep. In the past, we've had about 1,200 people attend.
Oh, my gosh, that's so cool. So when do doors open? What do folks need to know for Saturday?
Yeah, so doors open at 10:45. The first heat starts at 11, and it goes until 4, and each heat is about a half an hour long.
All right, so looking forward to Saturday. Zach, how we doing over here?
We're great. We're ready to go.
Oh, look at
ready
that.
to roll on these.
Look at that. I'll let you cut that in half for me, and of course, I'm going to dig in once more. I've already had a half a sandwich. We're going to have another half. Look at that. Serving it to me like a king right here in the 608. Here we go. That's so good. Zach, thank you. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks, Josh. I appreciate it.
Jenna, thank you so much. Again, News 3 Now, happy to be part of this, guys. Everything you need to know up on channel3000.com. And usually, you guys are, feeling a little left out, but I know you guys are making some food in studio with Angie this morning.
Yes, we are. We got some nachos. So I don't know, that might be hard to beat, Josh.
Josh, thanks, buddy. Hey, Josh is always looking for stuff in the 608 to share with you folks. You got an idea for him, send it his way, and it'll likely wind up right on TV. So yeah, let's get you ready for hosting a draft party. If you have a bunch of people coming over, you need something quick and easy to throw together that's going to please. We had a couple nice recipes for you today.
That's right. We have Angie Horkin with the Wisconsin Beef Council joining us. Now, we started these nachos last half hour, and we're finishing them up now.
We did. I just popped them in the broiler here in 5
solid.
minutes and got the cheese nice and melty, got the beans and the tomatoes or the other toppings hot, and then I've got fun nacho toppings, fresh tomato, fresh cilantro, pickled jalapenos if we like, and then sliced green or black olives.
There you go.
So then my second recipe is a nice hot cheesy beef dip. Another perfect game day
That smells so
staple.
good.
Now the beauty about this right now, there's a lot of ingredients. I was telling you what all's in this. It's kind of a lot of ingredients, but it's so full of flavor. And what you do is you make the filling ahead, put it in the refrigerator. And it wants you to do that. So like I just baked this right this morning in your oven here, about 20 minutes. It could have went a little longer because it was cold because I put it in the fridge all night. But you start with deli roast beef. So a half a pound of deli roast beef, chop it up, and then a chunk of cream cheese, some shredded white cheddar, some Romano, some sour cream, some Worcestershire, a little secret ingredient, 2 tablespoons of bourbon. And then some parsley, paprika, fresh black pepper, and a little granulated garlic, and some bacon. So there's like 4 strips of bacon in here with the deli roast beef. Then I can top it with a little more bacon.
More bacon. Yes, can't go
this
more
is
too
like
much bacon.
this should be called the ultimate Wisconsin dip. We've got 4 kinds of cheese, sour cream, beef, and bacon. And then some fresh tomato, and then a little parsley. And this is actually the perfect dipping temperature.
Here, tilt that up a little bit.
Let's show that off.
This looks so good. You can smell it in the cream cheese. I'm getting the cream cheese. All sorts of yummy.
Oh, look at our little touchdown plate.
Smells coming out of that.
Okay, Chris,
awesome.
give her a try.
Oh yeah, can't wait.
Yeah. So yeah, and then did it 20 minutes, 30 minutes in a 350-degree oven.
Oh.
So make it ahead, and maybe you're traveling to someone else's house. Just take this in the pan.
I love that.
Can I borrow your oven for 30 minutes? Pop it in, pull it out. It's flavorful, isn't it?
That's good.
Is it good? I know it's good. So this is called our cheesy bourbon hot brown skillet dip. These are our easy Mexican-style beef sausage nachos. And of course, beef lends itself so well to other tailgating recipes. Don't forget about sliders. You know,
your sliders are always so good.
So perfect. Beeftips.com is our Wisconsin Beef Council website. Plenty of recipes there, brought to you by Wisconsin's beef farmers through the checkoff.
Yes.
Perfect.
Love it.
Support our farmers. Love it.
Quick, easy, and not a lot of cleanup. I mean, you used barely, any pans to get this done. I love the stuff you can just throw in like one dish or on one pan.
And a foil-lined pan.
It makes it easy. Makes it so easy. All right, there you go. Getting ready for the draft. A couple of easy recipes for you, beeftips.com for those. All right, Morning Sprint is coming up next. First, we want to celebrate a few birthdays from the past week this morning. I get to these. A happy birthday to Ren and to Tate and Jackson. We're back with the Sprint right after this. .654, time for the Morning Sprint.
In Green Bay this morning, preparations for the NFL draft are just now wrapping up. And as you can see, if you are headed to the draft, you'll still need some ticketing, and you can find that on the NFL draft website. So just make sure you check that out, because a ticket will be needed for entry, and you can join our Eric Franking, Jason Wilde, sports director Zach Hanley, and sports reporter Andrew Banstra as we cover the sights, sounds, and strategy leading up to the first round.
Well, this morning, the long-awaited Wisconsin History Center will break ground. 5 stories. It's going to be twice the size of the current one. The building will feature history from the state's 72 counties. The groundbreaking happens today on the square, starting at noon. Construction is set to be completed by 2027.
St. Peter's Basilica is now open to the general public. That's where Pope's body is lying in state. It will stay there until Friday. Meanwhile, his funeral and special mass are set for Saturday.
The market's carrying over momentum from yesterday's rally on Wall Street. This morning, Dow futures are up 682 points, or about 1.7%. S&P futures up more than 2%. NASDAQ futures up 2 3/4%. It comes as the president says he'll ease Chinese tariffs, and he backed off his rhetoric on firing the Fed chair.
Well, temperatures will be in the 70s today and tomorrow, upper 60s, lower 70s, but we've got off and on showers that we'll be dealing with. The best chance of heavier rain Friday morning, and then we've got severe weather chances that are increasing Monday and possibly into Tuesday as well. So get out Saturday. That's the good day this week.
Go.
All right, got some active weather.
Yes.
Savannah, thank you.
We're back in 30 minutes with the news and weather update.